Good afternoon, traveler. Originally, I was going to have this video be about how you can get rid of spirit hijackers. But I realized that there's a step in between because you see, last week we spoke about how dangerous a spirit hijacker can be. And once he gets attached to you, the dangerous things that can happen to you, even to the extent that it'll eventually drain you and cost you your life. So the important thing is that you, rather than having to know what to do once one is there, think about prevention first. Think about how can you stop it? How can you be aware of it before it has a chance to latch onto you? And how can you stop it from latching onto you? And so that's what I'm going to cover in this video. And then I will actually do one more video, and that will be how to get rid of a hijacking spirit if it's already attached. Okay? Now, the first thing that's really important is your awareness. If you want to stop from being hijacked by a spirit, you've got to constantly be aware. Being a Harry Potter geek, there is a character in one of the stories, I think it's the Order of the Phoenix, called Mad-Eye Moody. And he is an aura. He fights the dark side of magic. So he's like, I guess you would say, a champion on the light side of magic. And one of the things he goes around saying all the time is vigilance, constant vigilance. So you always have to be aware. How can you be aware of these hijacking spirits? Well, the first is since you know that they're out there now, since we've talked about them last week, always expect that they're going to be wherever you go. Because I'm not saying they will be necessarily per se, but if there's that expectation that there just might be a hijacking spirit there, you're going to be more aware, more ready to act. Also, in your awareness, pay attention to your intuition or your gut reaction. So if you expect they're going to be there, and then you kind of fill the place out when you get there, when you're going someplace, and you can tell if something feels a bit off. Now, if things feel off, there could be a number of reasons why. It could be emotions in the place, it could be a lot of reasons. But there's also the possibility that it could be a hijacking spirit. And if that's the case, and if you become aware of that, then you want to be, ready to be on guard in case it is. The second thing you can do to keep yourself defended or to stave off hijacking spirits before they have a chance to connect with you is to be prepared. How do you be prepared for something like this? Well, first of all, keep your emotions in check. Remember, I talked to you before, if your emotions are running high, you work as a person that draws these hijacking spirits because they want to use you for food. They want to prey off that high emotion of yours. The second thing in preparing yourself is you want to know exactly who you are. So a lot of us go through life and you're not sure who you are, but it's important that you do. It's important that you know every aspect of yourself. And that's why I suggest things like hypnosis, and I suggest things like path working and practicing magic and taking the time to look inside of yourself. The reason that's so important is if you know who you are, if anything else tries to tell you different, if anything else tries to push you out like a hijacking spirit, then you can be on guard and push back because you know who you are. And if you start feeling all these things and you're saying, hey, this isn't me, be aware it could be a hijacking spirit. And then you'll have the opportunity to get it away. So just having that knowledge of who you are is vital. And kind of going right along the side of that is a confidence level in yourself. I told you in the other things that you are a very powerful creative spirit. And you can create and you can transform, but you got to have that confidence in yourself. So if you're going to push a hijacking spirit out, if you're going to do something that can creatively keep you to who you are, then you have to have that confidence. So in preparing yourself, keep your emotions in check. Make sure your emotions are where they should be. Know exactly who you are. And have a confidence in yourself that you have what it takes as that creative spirit, as that star child, to be able to push back and keep that thing out of you. Okay? Another thing you could do to help out and prevent a hijacking spirit from getting the better of you is to, as far as your environment goes, one thing would be to cleanse it. And you can do that physically by like going in and getting rid of some rubbish. Or, that works like if you're going to a, say, place out in the country and you're going for a visit or a look around or something like that. And but when you're going someplace like, say, public, and there's going to be a lot of people there, then probably that's not going to be the case where you're going to like run around and pick up rubbish right there, because you're there for a purpose. You're there to talk to a person or something. So what you can do then is cleanse it in a sort of spiritual way. And what do I mean by that? Well, think good thoughts about the place. If you're a person that prays, pray over the place. Say some good words. Affirm that the place is good. Because what you're doing is really locking into the spirit of place, who doesn't want that hijacking spirit there either. When hijacking spirits get in, nobody wants them about. Wherever they're hanging about doesn't want them about. And finally, the last thing you can do to help prevent yourself from getting hijacked by these spirits is by shielding. Now, I'm not going to tell you exactly how to shield on this one, because that is going to be on my last video, where we look at really some of the defensive maneuvers you can make against hijacking spirits to get them out. But you can shield yourself. You can shield an event, or you can shield the place. And by doing that, you'll stop him from, or him or her, whatever you want to call the spirit, you'll stop the spirit from being able to hijack things. So like I said, next time we're going to look a little bit at shielding. And even though you can do that prior to, and it would sort of fit in with this video to teach you on this video, I elected to teach it to you on the next video because I want the next video to be more about techniques. And so what I will do is I will start with shielding, letting you know how you can sort of prepare a place and yourself in an event in advance. And then we'll talk about if it does happen and you are hijacked, what can you do about it then? And so we'll be looking at these techniques a bit more in our next video. Thank you very much for your time, and it has been a pleasure talking to you as always. And all of this comes from my heart to yours. We'll talk soon, traveler. Bye for now.